Comrades, welcome to episode 24 of the Quamfy show. We're going to be talking a bunch of QNT today. There are a bunch of misconceptions. JustATechGuy made a thread. We're going to have a look at what he has to say, and we're obviously going to dive a little bit deeper. Also, some interesting news from WhaleStats, and we're going to have a look at QNT Price. It was a little bit of a dip yesterday. Some Elon Bitcoin FUD, and Quant right now is again at 100 euros, so not that much lost. So that's going to be the episode. Make sure to check the timestamps. The JustATechGuy thread has a lot of misconceptions that he is pointing out. Almost got you there. So yeah, make sure to check the timestamps, and you can skip to whichever one you like. Make sure to leave a comment if you have any questions or any fear or uncertainty or doubts, or just a compliment. Those are welcome too. Leave also a thumbs up. Tim, you're smiling. How's life?
Life's okay. I'm much cooler than I was a couple of days ago. The Dutch show was being recorded at an external location for me because I had the luxury and privilege of having air conditioning. Jarno didn't have that, so he was sweating. And we recorded an episode of 1 hour in Dutch. It was kind of a messy episode, but I liked it. And now the temperatures are kind of back to normal again here, so I'm all good. Looking forward to summer. Everything is chill. Most people are on holidays now. This is the first time I'm actually working during a holiday period. It's weird. I've always been in school, and then you have literal summer holidays where you don't have to do anything, and now I'm working through summer, which is weird because there's not that much to do. It's an odd experience. Anyway, I'm all good. How's your life, Jarno? How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. A little bit of a cough still. I'll try and limit that as much as possible. But besides that, managed to do some push-ups and some rows today. So I got a little bit of a workout in. Freaking exhausting. COVID hit me pretty hard, not gonna lie. But besides that, yeah, doing pretty good. Reasonably busy. Family is doing well. Everybody is recovered from their illnesses. Smoke's head is doing a lot better, which is also nice. So that gives me a lot of mental space, if you will. Besides that, yeah, just keeping busy actually, and really excited to record this. I loved reading that thread by JustATechGuy, so I'm really excited to have a stab at, yeah, and give him some exposure, because I believe the last 2 or 3 times that I quote unquote promised to do a JustATechGuy coverage, it didn't make the show for some reason. Usually it's really tech heavy and really deep knowledge, which is yeah, how do we say, more exhausting to cover, also for me. So that's usually what has been being taken off the menu.
Yeah, we usually
mind
also
you.
park it somewhere at the end of the episode.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I just took this thread to go through today.
Yeah, great. Yeah, you're still coughing a bit, but you're much better than you were last week. Hey, before we kind of kick off the episode, I want to well, clear up one thing. We did it in Dutch already last show, but I still want to point it out in English as well. It refers to the Galileo, the Galileo protocol. We got it on the episode. We showed you the project, and well, we are involved obviously, so that's the reason we shared it. But we are also really excited about it because it is QRC20. It is one of the first applications on Overledger. So we got some critique on that in the Dutch show, and some people might have felt the same in English. So we will just be covering it in terms of the Overledger side. And if there's anything QNT, then we will share it.
Yeah, I do want to continue on that a little bit, because it is the Quamfy show, and yes, we are predominantly covering QNT, but Quant has a very, very large scope.
Yep.
And means that there's a lot of projects that are going to be utilizing QRC20, SAT, or just Overledger network. And we will be covering those projects when they come up. So if there is some kind of shitcoin that uses QRC20, we might cover that. What you can expect if we do that is you'll always know if we're involved or if we're not involved. Those disclaimers mean a lot to us. And of course, we'd like to hear your feedback on this. This will never become a shitcoin shilling channel. And I will never take a payment for promoting a token or whatever. I don't think that's the way to do this. Like I explained on the Dutch episode as well. And I think I explained it in English, that I started with Galileo as a favor.
Jono, I cannot hear you at the moment. There's
You
something
can hear
wrong with
me?
the audio. Well, I can hear you now again.
Okay. So Nat and I were friends, and he asked me to just look at some documents and give him some feedback. And I wasn't on a payroll then, and that came later, that I became an advisor for them. So that's how that organically went, if anybody gives a shit. So is my audio still on?
Yeah, could you just rework your antenna perhaps for a bit? I think it sounds okay, but I feel like I'm not sure. It was like you were sitting down, and then the audio was a bit different. Anyways, to kind of summarize, yes, you were involved. They are Quamroads. They are very active also in the quant community, and we just wanted to give them a little shout out. And to be fair, and that's where I want to cut this off. We do this at the end of episodes. We usually have the casino at the end, where we do the shenanigans of the people asking questions on Instagram, and also telling our shitcoin ventures into the crypto market.
Yeah,
I'm getting a request. I'm
getting a request in the Galileo community. Are you starting the Galileans show? No.
No, we are not going to do that.
No.
But we can obviously tell stories about what's going on in the quant universe. This is part of the quant universe. So
exactly. So you
can
expect
about this, huh?
You can expect updates on Galileo whenever they have something live. Same with other projects that might be interesting. Anyways, moving on. Let's see what we have here. Because what am I doxing?
Let's delve into the.
Okay. So we are at QNT, and we are seeing a price of 101 euros at the moment.
At the moment.
At the moment. This is the 14-day. As you can see, we are essentially going. Yeah, we're essentially going sideways since Friday, July 15th. I have this fan here, and it's nice and cool, but when it blows in my face, my throat dries up. Maybe I shouldn't talk that much. Oh wait, I want to show. Anyway, so this is the 7-day, choppy. The big dip yesterday, down to 92. Why was there a dip? Well, allegedly, good old Elon sold some BTC.
Oh no!
Yeah, 75% of their total supply. It was under $1 billion. And the funny part is, the market has totally absorbed it, because we knew from the earnings, from their balance sheet. So it didn't even move the freaking needle, as far as we know. But on the news, you idiots, maybe not you, but some idiots, dumped their shit, whatever they had. There were a ton of tokens that dumped for a little bit.
That's pretty interesting.
It's fascinating. We are fascinating creatures. It's I don't know. We know crypto is being manipulated. We know that it doesn't take much to move the needle on QNT. Some order books, you can move the price 5 to 10 euros by 100 QNT dump or buy market, which is also fascinating. But yeah, there's so many people that are simply not read up on what they invested in, what they put money in. We talked about this last week, and yeah, if that is what you are doing, and you're just throwing shit against the wall and see what sticks. Same with the LCX. LCX got called a security today by the SEC, and this is not going to be the LCX show, but just to when I looked earlier, it dumped. What was it? 10%, 20%? No, it's
Yeah,
down. Lol, wrong token.
it was
Go
both
ahead.
in the news, right?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, LCX is 10% down on the 24-hour.
Yeah.
This was probably also a result of the news. I don't know. It's also kind of choppy. Could also be in regular market. Maybe I'm wrong. It's there's not that much volume probably anyway.
Yeah, I read something about LCX being
1 million.
Oh no. I mean, I read something about LCX being like studied by the SEC or sued or something. I don't care. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll
there's
see.
this class action or something, or this lawsuit going on for insider trading of one of the Coinbase people allegedly.
To be fair, I really don't care that much anymore about all this stuff in the crypto space. I was just thinking about it today, like the amount of information we had being thrown at us the past 12 months, the narrative that was shifting every week or so. Literally every week at a different narrative. It's insane. This space is moving so fast. And the only thing we create all those narratives is because we try to explain our own stupidity in what we're doing.
Bread and
That's my analysis.
circuses. It's bread and circuses.
Yeah, we're just trying to see patterns which aren't there, and everyone is trying to influence this. In the part that I wrote for Nagato, I was writing about this, and I said, well, everyone is trying to influence you. Everyone. And you start believing in it yourself.
Made a Telegram message yesterday. China FUD, Elon FUD, BTC FUD, GOX FUD, inflation FUD, rate FUD, stock FUD, economy FUD, government FUD, COVID FUD. What did I miss? Dog FUD.
Monkeypox.
Monkeypox, that's right. Fucking the narrative around that. No, let's not go there. It's despicable. Anyway, Quamfy show. Let's see. How comfy can we get this episode? What do we have here? WhaleStats. Free data on crypto whales at WhaleStats. New record. QNT reaches an astonishing 60,000 plus holders. Current holder count 60K and 16. Congratulations, comrades. The top 1,000 ETH wallets are holding 360,197 QNT, worth a cumulative 29 million USD. Source WhaleStats.com, hashtag Quant, hashtag Overledger, hashtag Mdapps. That's cool. Those hashtags. And they're sharing their own Baby Whale Club token. I'll like it anyway. Retweet. So that's nice. Yeah, we finally broke the 60K, which is quite hilarious because I looked it up and dot has as 600K.
Yeah, may I show you a bit something?
Yeah,
we're talking about 60K. It's pretty interesting. I'll show you.
it's over 60,000.
Yeah, no. We'll talk about dot for a bit.
Yeah. So dot. I'm here. Let me see if I got this right. So dot currently is a market cap of 8 billion. What was it, dot? So that's an 8x for QNT. What's their position? Rank 11. Rank 11, 8 billion. Sorry, my chicken is fighting back. Let's see. Dot wallets. I sometimes mix up my dots and my souls and my all that kind of garbage. Those projects. Dot wallets count. Sorry. How many dot holders are there? Yeah, okay. This is all really difficult for me right now, apparently. Good thing this is not all live and we'll edit this. Oh, wait, what? Now, I looked this up a couple of weeks back. I don't know why I'm doubting this. But they have 10x the amount of wallets, and yeah, about 8x the amount of market cap. At Dot's market cap, we go to Quamfy Lounge. That hurt. I'm sorry. Let's see what. 8 billion. I only have one token. Quant will be $600 at current Dot market cap.
Are we done with Dot?
Yeah, we're done. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Sorry for the Dot shenanigans. We're just looking for
that's okay.
For something. Okay, so me sharing a screen is usually a disaster. I apologize. Okay, so what you're looking at here is a Quant Updates post from 1 year ago. It
1 year?
Yeah, it actually dates from the 20th of July, 2021. And if we look at the calendar of today, you will see it is the 21st of July, 2022. So this is 366 days ago.
Nice.
And 1 year ago, we were at 20K holders, 20,000 holders. And it states, hey, 20K holders, you're early. Just hodl and thank us next year. So this is 1 year later. And well, we are at 60K holders. I'm not sure about the price. Might have been a bit lower. Some price predictions for next year. I'm reading here in the comments. Someone says 25K. We ourselves say 1K isn't unthinkable.
What?
What? We say 1K isn't unthinkable. Yeah.
It hurts,
so
I know.
Apparently year to year we grew with 40,000 holders. That is significant. We added two. Yeah, that is. We tripled.
The title of the video is going to be Quant 3x wallets in 1 year, something like that. 3x wallets, total wallets. Yep, that's going to be something. And misconceptions about Quant.
We also have 40K more crybabies now. I remember the moments of peak FUD and peak uncertainty with everything when we were just consistently dumping for months on end. That was terrible. That was a terrible glide downwards. But we welcome be part of the team, I would say. Okay, so that was a pretty interesting statistic. I think we're not going to stick here much longer, or Jarno wants to. I'm not sure. No, just looking.
Did we talk about? No. Yeah, we did, right? The response from the team on our email?
We did not, and we wanted to address it this episode. So
let's
here
see.
We go. LFG.
Let's see what we have here.
Yeah,
and
bring it up.
That's another one. Yeah.
And actually, we knew this already for a week. We just found out after the show. We recorded everything, and I was like, "All right, hey, by the way, did we get an email back from the team? We sent the team an email last week. Did we get something back?" And then Jarno checked. We both found out that we actually got a reply. So here it is.
Right. What you see here, typo on the website and a quick question. So we found the word contact in the sentence, one single vulnerability in the contact can result in millions in losses for an unsuspecting token issuer. And that obviously should be contract. So we send an email and it reads, "Dear team, love the new website. While we're browsing the website while creating content for our channel, The Quamfy Show, we noticed a typo on the page that is highlighted. Contact should likely be contracts. And we also asked the questions, are the fees paid by customers converted into QNT and locked for the duration of the license, as with OVL, OVN, RCG licenses? And will it be possible to pay for the license fee in QNT directly? Thank you kindly, Jarno and Tim." And it got updated, and then they responded, "Thank you for contacting Quant support. We appreciate you catching the typo and have modified the website since. As for the questions, I have sent those to the relevant team and awaiting their reply. We'll update you soon." So they have several teams, which is interesting. The typo got fixed, which is also nice, because how long did that take before they did that? So a week, 8 days. So that's like 5 business days. So I'd say that's pretty okay in my book for a company that is trying to be as lean as possible. And ever since then, I found another thing. So I sent them a new email. I sent them, "Thank you for correcting, and also thank you for forwarding our questions. I found this readability issue on mobile, Android firmware version, blah, 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 included below. To me, the menu isn't entirely readable. Should that be? I have trouble choosing the right options, and it's because of this." So I opened this on my phone, and I'm interested in becoming a quant. Well, some people call me a quant regularly, so I kind of already fit that.
Actually, a quant is someone who's doing quantitative analysis, right? So like an econometrist.
Yeah. Yeah, and under that
But I
is a
don't think
screenshot
that's
of
what they
my,
are.
No. But if you open
After.
this on desktop, you can actually read, becoming a quant supporter, customer, developer, whatever. But it doesn't fit here, and I couldn't scroll, so I couldn't see. Haven't gotten a reply from them. I'm not scrolling down further. You don't need to know all my phone stats. So we'll have to wait on that. And as soon as we get a response, I have follow-up questions pertaining to the token utility. If you guys have any other things you think are unclear or you're unsure about, and please keep this a little bit tech-oriented or utility-oriented, you can post this, and we'll definitely consider asking if it fits the thread. Does that make sense, Tim?
It does. It does. Yeah. Okay, so that was the response. We did get a response, and we're still awaiting the further questions. Let's see what they are going to answer there. It's a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Are we going towards JustATechGuy, or are we going to talk about something else first? I don't know.
Are we going to what?
JustATechGuy, the Twitter thread. Yeah.
Yeah. Or do you have anything else for in between? A snack?
Yeah, not really. I do have some snacks at the end. We're gonna look at some Instagram questions. So yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be well, Instagram. Okay.
So Tim is gonna do his best to try and keep up with the separate topics, and we're just gonna try and pour some gravy over some of these topics. So this is JustATechGuy. This is in the thread reader. So choked on that for a bit. At JustATechGuy on Twitter. And it reads, "The great misconception thread on QNT. First of all, it is not a blockchain." Okay, so this is one of the most common questions. And even before not so long ago, it was the most common piece of FUD, because
people did not understand.
What's Quant gonna do? Yeah, so how do you explain to people that came into this space knowing about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and
Ethereum.
Ethereum and XRP and God knows what? Those have their tokens that are obviously implemented on their own blockchain and serve their own blockchain. So Quant being an operating system, in quotations, it's not really an operating system, and it has a token, but it is on the Ethereum network.
Ethereum.
Makes it a little bit odd because, and we'll get to this a little bit later, but I'm just gonna nip this in the bud right here. Because Quant is on the Ethereum network, people assume that it has the same limitations as ETH and the Ethereum blockchain itself. And that is what, five transactions a second, something like that. And obviously the gas fees and the proof of work model, etc. But this is not the case, because what the QNT token does, it resides on the Ethereum blockchain. It is minted as such. It is an ERC20 token. Every time when I say ERC20 token, I hear Scott Pratt. It's from Love for Crypto, I believe. An ERC20 token is the fucking savior. Who'd have thought it? He's a beautiful meme. Scott, if you see this, we love you, man. You're a hero to us. Anyway, an ERC20 token. And yes, the ERC20 token.
Savior.
The ERC20 token is indeed limited on the Ethereum blockchain. And if you want to trade QNT, don't trade QNT, guys, please.
Let's stick on topic for a bit.
Then you need to pay the gas. You need to pay the gas fees, and if you want to transfer it, you need to pay the gas fees. So you're always dependent on Ethereum speed, Ethereum reliability, Ethereum congestibility, and it gets congested a lot, especially when profits are bound to be high. So in my opinion, it's mostly traders that are having issues. Hodlers, not so much. Regardless of that, the QNT token is only needed, or it is needed to get onto the Overledger network. So to open a contract or payment channel, you're gonna need to do an Ethereum transaction. From then, the token gives you access to whatever you need to do with Overledger. Everything on Overledger is also powered by QNT, but is not on the Ethereum blockchain. It is its own little playground. So for lack of a better example, it's like going to a theme park. You need to take the highway, you're stuck in traffic, blah, 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 blah. It's really shit. But as soon as you go through the gates, you're no longer at the mercy of all the other cars around you. Now you have to wait in line for the attractions, but that doesn't happen on Overledger because it scales indefinitely thanks to Kubernetes. So everything that happens there is off-chain, like a layer 2 or layer 0, whatever you want to call it. And as far as the Ethereum blockchain knows, those QNT are they went to a specific wallet or location, which is wallet, and it just stays there. And then all the magic happens off-chain until the payment channel is closed. And then there is another log on the Ethereum blockchain. So that means you have to pay gas twice. Everything that happens in between is gas-free, Ethereum-wise. So that, by estimate, brings costs of transactions and stuff down by approximate 93 to 97%, kind of depending on which stats you choose to use, but it's well over 90% cost reductions, which is amazing. So that kind of also addressed it's not a blockchain, because what it does, it interoperates blockchains, DLT, and legacy, meaning that if you want to do a transaction on XDC, for instance. They are right now live on mainnet Overledger. And you also want to do a transaction on Polygon. Was that Polygon or Solana? I keep mixing those up as well. One of those two is also
Polygon.
Yeah, Polygon, is that right? Yeah. So they are also compatible and live on mainnet. So you can have interoperability between those two. Means that you can have with an Mdapp, and that's what is being addressed here later. If you create an Mdapp, you can have properties of XDC, you have properties of Polygon, and you can have properties of Ethereum. And you can do all that, whatever you want actually with the Mdapp you created on Overledger network. And whenever it is needed to write to the specific blockchains, for instance, you did a payment, I paid Tim, and I used an Ethereum smart contract, I used XDC speed, and I used Polygon, God knows what. Then it could have been that that I've used some of their tokens for transactions, and Overledger can just seamlessly write to those blockchains. It's truly fully interoperable, and that's also what is stated here. Let me bring back my screen. So it is not a blockchain. Mdapps do not suffer from ETH speed and fees. Overledger Net includes a multi-DLT Lightning network with instant and feeless payments. Call it a Lightning network.
Yeah. So, yeah, to summarize, we are not a blockchain. We are a blockchain operating system. It's quite easy to understand for me, but most people don't get it. The second one is that the fees on Ethereum are not affecting, and that's a question I get a lot, are not affecting what is happening on Overledger. Think of the theme park example Jarno just gave you. Jarno is in the meantime just choking, I guess. He's squatting. I'm not sure what he's doing. This is some very interesting content for the viewers.
No, it's not.
Oh.
I'm just leaning over my desk, stretching my calves right now.
Juicy. And it, yeah, well, the fees on Ethereum are not affecting what is happening on Overledger.
Yeah.
Right? That's a starting point. And even when people complain about Ethereum, JustATechGuy makes a third point. And that is that we can move to any chain.
So
quite literally.
Yeah, because Quant right now is an ERC20. That is by choice because it is the most common token standard. The Ethereum virtual machine, whatever you want to call it, the ERC20 standard, whatever it is most used. So everybody knows it, everybody can work with it in general. But in case ETH gets some problems, congestions get terrible, QNT could simply just migrate to, for instance, dare I say it, Tron or
XDC.
whatever other.
XDC is one of the most desired chains. I think their community at least loves QNT.
Yeah.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. We could literally move to any blockchain, and Overledger would not be affected.
Yeah, and why? It is simply because of what I said earlier. The only reason why Quant is right now on Ethereum is because it is easy and it is accessible. The only thing that QNT does right now on Ethereum is make us rich. And
yeah,
no, go ahead.
Well, the main reason Quant is chosen for Ethereum is because it is the most proven network. It is the most stressed, resilient network out there. It's not Solana where, oh yeah, well, the Solana internal clock isn't working anymore, so transactions are not arriving. But hey, we're having a Solana party in Lisbon. That's not,
Ethereum is not resilient at all because it gets congested whenever there's
sure, but it is the most proven blockchain.
It's not been offline
out there. No,
that's
and
cool.
and that is the reason that Quant has opted for, okay, let's at least go for a network that is kind of tested, has been stress tested many times.
Okay.
And that is the reason they're going for that. And you can think everything of it, but that's the reasoning from the team.
Yet that is true. Still, if Quant wants to move to any other chain, it can, because it is not dependent on Ethereum for anything.
No,
so it's not dependent on Ethereum for its infrastructure. It's not dependent for any other function. And that's also why it hasn't moved yet. Because why would Quant go through the headache of moving to some new fresh blockchain, HDR, XDC, Polygon, whatever, and do a token swap and do all the migration shit? And what do you think of the headache with customer service of everybody needing to swap their tokens? Tokens get stuck, people make mistakes. It will be a mess, and it's unnecessary, because Ethereum, for what Quant needs, works.
Yeah, that is the main reason. It just works, and there's no need to swap to other chains.
Yeah.
Stop complaining.
The next one, yeah.
Stick it in your ledger and check back in 2025, guys. Come on.
Indeed, stop trading. Interledger is not like Overledger. Okay, so XRP has well over 2 million wallets, and there are a lot of XRP people, and they are stuck. I believe XRP is still the same price as it was back in the end of 2020. I can remember, because the man that I was that told me to buy XRP actually made me dive into XRP, and then I bought Quant the same day, because a friend of mine said, no man, don't buy XRP, you'll lose money. Here, look at this thing called Quant. Well, you all heard my origin story. But yeah,
if you didn't go to the first episode, you'll hear the origin story.
Yeah, nice, good plug. Let's make a chart out of that in the top right.
Just scroll down, go to the first episode.
Nice. So Interledger is not like Overledger. Why not? Interledger is a deal. Sorry. Interledger is a DLT. XRP is a settlement asset. So XRP is kind of trying to be money. This is not going to be an XRP course, but it's trying to be money. It's trying to be a settlement asset. So money goes in here, XRP goes in the middle, money goes the other way, kind of like that. And it's distributed, etc. So it has its own infrastructure. It has its own benefits. It has its own limitations. And it's called Ledger, Interledger. Overledger, on the other hand, is not a DLT, is not a blockchain, and is not intended for payment. Overledger predominantly, and I think everybody should understand this. Quant has, and that's what interested me the most. Quant is not about being money. Quant could not even be money, but it doesn't try to be money. It tries to be something that makes everything else better.
Yeah.
So Quant is what makes everything else shine. So Quant is primarily used for interoperating data. And it's I had an interview with Greg Lund last week. We spoke about this. Data is what makes the world go round. Data is what will make people the most money. Data is the new oil, yada, yada, yada. But the problem is data is always owned by somebody. And usually companies that are big enough want to control their own data, and as much as they can. What is the best way to control data is if you own the infrastructure you run it on, if you own the means of data gathering and all those things. So you want it all for yourself, for yourself, for yourself. That's why every country also has their own currency. because they have control, because they have power over that, and they can manipulate it as they will. And this sounds really negative, but this is actually pretty beneficial. That's also the reason why there are USDF, USDC, USDT, USD, God knows what, because everyone wants their piece of the pie. Everybody wants control. JPM coin, other example, they could have just used USDC, but USDC is issued by Circle. JPM wants their own coin because of control, because of seeing their own balance sheet, because of keeping everything in-house, keeping it private. That will not change. Countries, mosquito. Countries will always want to have control as much as they can over their own currency, over their own data. Same as we want this as individual users. Digital identity, self-sovereign identity, zero knowledge proof, all those things. Most people are scared because they don't understand. But what they don't understand is they should be scared now and not then. What does Quant do? Quant makes a solution that makes all these silos that I just discussed, all these power-hungry people creating their own little towers and their own little niches and their own little currencies. They're creating that for their own use, but they do not think into the future. Think of my example last week. They think of what they need now or what they needed back then. They thought they were first. They thought they were best. So they created their in-house solution. And now they realize, okay, everybody is doing this. So how are we going to get our money or our funds or their funds from them to us and vice versa? That's a problem. That's why you need interoperability. Overledger provides that. Overledger makes that possible. And why? It could transfer the assets, but it interoperates the data streams. So everything can communicate with each other. So that ledger changes can happen on both sides with the speed of light, probably, because Kubernetes is just...
Your microphone is kind of... it's okay, but sorry for interrupting your freight train going through YouTube.
Yeah. So Overledger makes sure that everything can communicate with each other and that everything can work together. And because Apple wants to do business with Microsoft, if it makes them money, and JPM wants to do business with Circle, but they both have their own tokens, you're going to need something in between, a universal translator, and that's Overledger. So Overledger is not money. Overledger makes code understandable for everybody and everyone involved. How's my audio?
It's okay. Again, you just it's like you were driving through a tunnel, explaining what Overledger does at some point. It wasn't too bad. Now it's...
Yeah, is it bad again? Is it terrible?
No,
again?
it's okay. It's okay actually now. Back to the misconceptions.
Okay, so Interledger, not Overledger. I think that is pretty clear. If not, let us know in the comments. So, Overledger interoperates transactional. Overledger interoperates transactional mechanisms of DLTs, while Interledger can only send money across DLTs. Overledger interoperates transactional mechanisms of DLTs, while Interledger can only send money across DLTs.
Yeah. So what JustATechGuy says here is that, well, Interledger is all about sending stuff from A to B, while Overledger integrates those protocols itself without touching the... So let's explain this as road. So what Interledger does is a core can drive from point A to point B because it is in between those destinations. But Overledger connects road A to road B. So someone can go from a different destination to point B and not from point A because I'm not...
Yeah, it kind of boils down to what I said earlier. Interledger sends money.
Terrible example.
Yeah, no, but it's Interledger sends money. Interledger is about the money, and it comes in between, and it settles it. So,
It's
Well,
a settlement
Overledger,
mechanism.
yeah. So an Overledger interoperates the transactional mechanisms themselves.
Yeah.
So
It's a settlement.
there's nothing in between. It's just a universal translator.
Yeah.
Another misconception. Quant is not a QRC20 token. QRC20 is for commercial stablecoins and payments instead. So, yeah, Quant is ERC20. QRC20, I need to grab, hold on.
What is he gonna do? Oh, he's oh dear. We should make this a GIF.
Yeah,
And
you
then
said you wanted to make it a gift the other time.
When someone is posting VOD in the Quamfy launch, we can post that GIF of journalism.
You're no choking. Okay. Anyway, QRC20, that has became another point of uncertainty and doubt for people, because QRC20 looks like ERC20, and it might allude to a new blockchain or a new DLT or whatever that Quant is actually migrating to. Well, this is not the case. Quant is still an ERC20, but the QRC20 token standard is a smart contract standard, if you will, on which people can create their own tokens. And he says, indeed, for commercial stablecoins and payments, yes, or for internal, or for whatever you want to do. QRC20 can be a lot of things, and we know for a fact right now tier 1 and 2 are on mainnet. You can find that in another video. We'll try and put up a chart in the top left or top right for the viewers. Yeah, I keep fucking that up. Also because I see my own name and show mirrored, because it records it.
Yeah, no, let's not go there.
Anyway, so QRC20. QRC20, you can get a QRC20 license and you can create your own token. And you can create the token with a lot of complexity. Eventually, tier 3 and tier 4 even lets you go to episode 1 while you're there. Episode 1, we show you exactly on screen what the intended, because that's an older version, functions of QRC20 will be. But you have a lot of options. You can add like 5 people or unlimited. What?
Your mic.
What is wrong? What is wrong with my
just,
mic again?
It's like you're driving through a tunnel sometimes. It's like, it's not bad. I can hear you, but the connection. It could also very well be my internet connection, but.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
go to episode 1 and there, or 2, I don't know, somewhere in the beginning.
No, it's episode 1. I looked it up recently.
Yeah, and you see kind of the development of QRC20, and what I at least see on Instagram a lot is that people think that the QNT token will become QRC20. No, it's not exactly how it works. QNT will just remain an ERC20.
Switching batteries. Keep talking.
On Ethereum, I just don't really see it happening. That they are going to tokenize Quant, because it is already tokenized. It's already out there, and it's just a payment.
Test.
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just the utility token of Overldger.
Yeah. It's yeah. It's not a utility token on Overledger. You can make it whatever you want to be on Overledger, isn't it?
I'm talking about the QNT token.
Oh, we were talking QRC20 earlier. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, but QNT, people think that QNT will move to be
QRC20.
Yeah, exactly. But that is not the case.
No, that we know of.
No, not that we know of. So
yeah, because I think, and we're not sure, because in the beginning when they talked about QRC20, they dropped it out of nowhere. We knew that there was a multi-ledger token coming. We didn't know what it's going to look like, and then they just threw this in our lap, and they didn't give us any information to go with this. not really. So that's where the misconceptions started.
Yeah, but we do know that using QRC20, you can turn regular tokens into MLT tokens, so multi-ledger
Yeah.
tokens, and that was something we've been theorizing a lot. Go to the other episode; we've explained it there.
Yeah, and we also found out kind of with some research that USDC most likely is a QRC20 or an MLT.
At least is a MLT.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting stuff. But it boils down to, will QNT become QRC20? I would say no. On the other hand, you're listening to the Quamfy show, so we are probably wrong. Good. Next point.
Counter indicator. So every transaction is paid for in QNT, but not every transaction is on chain or paid for immediately. This is interesting. Every transaction is paid for in QNT, but not every transaction is on chain or paid for immediately. I am contemplating this. I read through this thread and I thought I knew what was coming, and then I apparently
every transaction is paid for in QNT, but not every transaction is on chain
or paid for immediately. Yeah. So okay.
Because some transactions are being handled by the treasury, right, or internally on Overledger.
Yes. So if on-chain means on Ethereum, then that's correct, because most transactions are done off-chain. Because of the limitations of Ethereum, obviously. And not all transactions are paid for immediately. That could be the case if people decide, or a company decides to go with an unlimited program. Then they probably pay afterwards. That does not mean that they use everything for free, but that means that the treasury will probably front or whatever, because if people are using my gateway, I need to get paid because I set a fee for my gateway, and so does Tim.
Yeah.
And that means that people need to pay my toll booth, because that is technically what a gateway does. It's a toll booth of sorts. And if you want to use that, you need to pay the fee to go through. And depending on the service and depending on the fee you set, blah, 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 blah. But from that end, I'd say that there is always a payment being made. But hey, arguing with JustATechGuy, not sure. If you see this, maybe you can elaborate a bit what you meant with this. Moving on. Quant has zero inflation. So all 14.612, what was that, 493 tokens, 14.6 million tokens are all minted. They're all circulating. After the TGE, the token generation event, there was a 12-month vesting period for the team and their wallets. Those 12 months have ended quite some time ago. Team has been selling from those wallets.
How's that going, by the way? How are the team wallets looking? Just to interrupt you for a bit, because we had so much. Gilbert is dumping on us. He is dumping. He is manipulating the price. No. How's it going? I don't know. That was quite literally the narrative for like the past, I don't know, 9-10 months.
Yeah.
Even more, like the past couple of years.
We're on Ether.
Jumping on us.
We're on Etherscan right now. And
sorry, headphone users.
What you see here is the QNT token, the burn address, the top wallet people, the 9,549,790.
Yeah.
Is 1 billion worth of QNT. Almost.
It's the burn wallet. Continue. We've explained that.
Burned by the team right after the token generation event. First wallet is the founder wallet. Oh, they have been selling. This is 1.3 million. That is the founder's wallet, right? Yeah, that should be. They sent 8 hours and 10 minutes ago 1315 QNT. 1350, apologies. Two, what is this? This is interesting. There's only 2 transactions, one in, one out. So the balance is 0 again. Okay. And then they sent it to this address containing 24 tokens. What? This is so strange. Maybe I'm just going in circles, but and this has 4050 tokens. Okay. So there is movement in the team wallet, in the founder's wallet. Really interesting. This address now has 4050 QNT. Interesting number.
They hired someone and made a deal. Hey, but how's the actual like?
What?
How's the actual wallet looking that they've been kind of, well, selling on the market? Like, this is interesting for sure, though. I mean, we're not sure what is happening here. We have no clue.
I don't know the address by heart.
Smart people, if you're watching this,
the last time that they had like
one
70...
team wallet one, and there it is. You're literally on it.
They had 70K left, yeah.
Okay, so their last sales have been like 70 days ago. That's interesting.
Yeah, let's see what happened 365 days ago. 25K tokens. Out, 25K tokens 365 days ago. And then 400 days ago, 34K. Let's see where that went.
I don't know.
It went to KuCoin. Okay, so they sold on KuCoin 25K. Nice, even numbers.
Why did they do it on KuCoin?
So their regular sell wallet is down to 68K tokens. And the founder's wallet is actually also moving little bits. Interesting. Interesting. Good call, Tim.
Yeah. No, I mean, we've had so much doom and gloom about Quant dumping their tokens on us.
People are like, fucking idiots. People need to shut the hell up.
No. 1 second. You get your point. And also my point is kind of clear. But
I just sprayed my screen.
What people need to understand is that we have 0 inflation. That is the original point. Let's get back to the thread. Let's go back on topic a little bit.
Yeah. So there's just 0 inflation.
The team wallet. The team wallet. The team wallet will run out, and they cannot keep on dumping Quant on the market because they simply run out of QNT at some point. They're already down to 70K. Back in the day, they had like 600-700K worth of QNT. They cannot go much further. That's their war chest. And it will go down to 0 eventually. But as the price of QNT rises, they don't have to sell as much anymore. Because we have 0 inflation, people.
Yep. Everything minted, everything circulating. Overledger is not DeFi interoperability, it's B2B and B2 crypto. So, okay, this is a little bit semantics, if you ask me. Because Quant can also interoperate DeFi, if you will. Like we said, you can do Polygon, you can do Ethereum, you can do XDC, you can do whatever you want. It is not business to consumer. So he's right in that regard. They are technically not servicing us. the degens directly. So B2 crypto would be in this case, like I said, the Ethereums and the Polygons of this world. But yeah, not specific DeFi interoperability. Overledger does data. And I wanted to make that point earlier. If you think outside of crypto, if you think outside of money, and you think data, and you think healthcare, or you think smart cities, or you think digital identity, all those types of things, Quant only talks code. Overledger doesn't talk money. And because it talks code, it can learn everything. As Google, it is not limited. It just does what either end wants it to do, and it does it well and quick. So it is much broader than merely DeFi or crypto.
Yeah, it is an operating system, so you could literally let the program do whatever you want.
Yeah. Overledger, ISO20022 compliant. ISO222 is, or 20,022, whatever you want, is incorporated in the blockchain ISO standards, which Overledger is in compliance with, and is even founded by the CEO. Somebody made a thread today. I forgot who it was. Addressing this specifically. So the ISO, the International Standards Organization. Yeah, they have a technical committee, the Technical Committee 307. That's what TC stands for. Is founded by Gilbert. And Gilbert even shared in his origin story that looking at ISO 20022, it partly inspired him to do more with that and create a blockchain standard. And TC307 is all about standards for blockchain and DLT. So is Overledger ISO 20022 compliant? Yes. And also why? Because it is merely a TradFi messaging standard. So it's just an agreement to how things are written up. How are things conveyed from A to B? If everybody uses the same way of writing something down, it's like the Western alphabet. Everybody in the Western world uses the same alphabet. Yep. And you have QWERTY keyboards, and you have AZERTY keyboards, and you have God knows what other keyboards. And those are also compliant to certain standards, but those are for those specific countries. And sorry, in this case, this is just an agreement. How do we send messages to each other? So it is nothing exciting. It is nothing to get all worked up about. And please, ladies and gentlemen, do not base your investment decision on something being ISO 20022 compliant, because seems like just a simple checkbox, but people are actually basing their investment decisions on this being part of the deal.
Yeah, I remember a thread, and I'm not sure if
I'm grabbing some water in the meantime. Keep talking.
Oh, okay. I'm actually just talking to you. That's fine.
I can hear you.
I remember a thread somewhere this weekend or so. I guess it was Sunday. I don't know, Monday, earlier this week. And in that thread, some guy on Twitter put out that we need to deal and acknowledge the fact that Quant isn't ISO 20. What is it? 20.
I only said it like 10 times. 20,022.
20,022.
Yeah.
Compliant itself or something like that. And I was like, yeah, sure, but the networks that it connects are. So what does it even matter?
No, it doesn't.
No, it's you're sure, and I think people were fighting over nothing here. I was like, this is Twitter, it's a dumpster fire. Like, just told people that was in the Dutch chat, hey, go outside, see the sun, enjoy for a bit. Next point.
Overledger's transaction filtering and ordering layer is patented. Okay. So there's a little bit of teeny weeny, tiny whiny nuance in that. The filtering and ordering layer is patent pending. There is no patent granted yet. This is all public information. You can look that up through the, but God knows, patent office, anything. Not my cup of tea, too many numbers. But Quant filed for 2 patents. They filed for an MLT patent and they filed for the Overledger messaging and ordering layer patent. The TLDR is they filed it in 2019, if I remember correctly. You see the picture with Paulo Tasca and Gilbert proudly showing how they filed it. They work slowly at the patent office. They filed the patent in the US, the EU, and I believe Japan, Switzerland, a couple of countries. And it is pending everywhere. Is this terrible? No, it is not terrible. And I'll try and explain why. QRC21. QRC21. Tim and I thought that up. We created that. Quamfy Retirement Crew Club 2021. That's when we met. So the Quamfy Retirement Club QRC21 is our brainchild. We have created this. We use the hashtag first. So it is our intellectual property. It's owned by the Quamfy Show. If we ever want to get this copyrighted or patented, we could, and it would give some additional rights. The way it is right now, it is not officially patented, it is not copyrighted, but it is ours. If Gilbert hears this and decides to create a merch shop with all QRC21 merch, he's going to have a problem because that will be plagiarism. Same goes for the picture that you just stole from our website or from your sister and posted it as your own. That's plagiarism. You stole that. Somebody else created it and you used it. That is illegal everywhere. So Quant Overledger is already protected just by common law. You created this, it's yours, you're protected. A patent adds a little bit extra. A little bit of extra safety, but also a little bit extra risk, because if you file for a patent, means it's becoming public, and that's part of the plan, because then other inventors and other creators can then look at what you built and try and recreate that in their own way and maybe find a better solution. So it stimulates innovation, but they cannot use the same sorry for that. They cannot use the same technology as you did. And here where it gets a little bit difficult, because it needs to be a tech solution for a patent to get granted. And the first argument that the patent office had was that this is a software solution, a coding solution, hence it not being a tech solution. Not being like really technological. But obviously, those definitions are right now blurring. Those lines between those are blurring, because so many things these days are now software. Think of solutions for interfaces or buttons or interaction models or whatever. Too techy for me to dive further into that. But it's a counter argument. But every time when a decision, quote unquote, decision is made, you can object and you can go all the way up to the Supreme Court in the United States if you want. Every time it takes a couple of months to a couple of years before you are the next in line again. In the meantime, you have the protection that a patent would give Other people can obviously challenge, and now it's going to get a patent talk, and this is a Quamfy show, so that's not the idea. If you want to know more, go to the Council of Quant on Telegram. Link is in the description, and you can look messages from DH or use the search term patent and patent pending. You can find all the details right there regarding this. There is one other higher form of protection, and that one is the best, and that is trade secrets. But if you want to qualify for that, you need to jump through so many hoops, and then your tech will also fall under NDA and all these other difficult things that you would potentially want if you develop nuclear missiles or fission reactors or fusion reactors or stuff like that, but not necessarily for Overledger.
Yeah. It is very complicated, and the reason we haven't really, I mean, we did touch upon the patent in terms of, hey, it was on the news this week. Actually, it's already 2 months back in May. But it is very complex, and we cannot easily explain this. Jorno made a very good attempt, if you ask me. However, it's complicated stuff, and it's just well, a legal, juridical jungle that we are entering, and we are no experts at all.
Yes.
Anyways,
but the bottom line, Quant is not patented yet. It is patent pending. But, and that's the last thing I'm going to say about this, it is common, quote unquote, practice for people to say that their product is patented while it is not. Is this illegal? Yes. The fine is £1,000 for doing that. So a lot of people, companies choose to just use patented as a deterrent maybe, or for other reasons unknown. And this is all just regurgitated from memory, from what I read in Council and some other groups. Absolutely not financial or patent advice. Okay. I regained my breath again. I was totally out of breath just from talking there. Fucking disgusting.
Next point. Because we have a huge thread still to go.
No, it's not huge.
Oh.
It's not huge. Okay. Mdapps do not need to worry about native blockchain forks, code changes, consensus changes. This is all handled by Overledger. Yeah, so because Mdapps are multi-chain dApps, they are created by us, the community, or by enterprises, and they are on Overledger. They are built on the Overledger side of things. They're Overledger native, meaning that whenever an update is pushed through Overledger, all Mdapps should update together with that. So as soon as there's a fork or code change or consensus change, whatever, that is obviously being announced well in advance. And everybody that is on, because it is decentralized, most of those networks, mind you. So the lead times are generally long. Sometimes there's probably an emergency which could happen, but still, if you keep your ear to the ground, which the Treasury will do, you can update accordingly quickly, and they will just push the update to the Mdapps, and from my understanding, they will just update automatically. It's kind of like auto update on your Play Store app or your App Store. I rarely have to update an app because it does it all automatically, and that will be the same with that, and that will also automatically update all the connected blockchains. So if you have a tier 1 or tier 3, so you have attached 3 blockchains, Bitcoin, ETH, and XRP. Let's say they update the ETH side of things, then Overledger and the treasury, or the treasury behind that, will make sure that updates get pushed also to that Mdapp so that it doesn't fall behind and becomes incompatible. Is that a little bit clear, Tim?
Kind of. So it's just Overledger being an operating system, and therefore every Mdap is ultimately part of Overledger, making it easier to update and do stuff with it.
Yeah. In a nutshell. All goes automatically. So staking is not lending, it's a security mechanism for community gateways to provide secure access to public blockchains. Yeah. So what you do, and we talked about this in the beginning, so we're going to keep this short. You're going to have the payment channel. No, we didn't talk about this. We talked about this off cam. So when you run a gateway, you're going to have a QNT address. You're going to have an operator address. Mind you, this can all change. This is old 2020 information, and there have been no changes in the meantime, but expect this to change. Not technical advice. So you're going to have a QNT address, a QNT wallet, and you're going to have an operator address or an operator wallet. Both contain QNT, but the QNT address contains the largest sum. That is your quote-unquote stake. The amount you have, for lack of a better word, staked in that wallet allows for your gateway to receive a certain amount of traffic, priority, etc. That QNT stays there. That doesn't go anywhere. If anything, that amount gets bigger over time because you get paid fees, and you can then simply throw them in that gateway again and gain a larger part of the supply. The operator address contains a small amount of QNT that is used to handle transactions, and also to that gets whenever you have malicious behavior on chain, you can get punished. Is not the right word, but it is punished. You can get punished, and that could cost you some QNT. Again, this could be old penalized. No, different word. Oh well. So that is more liquid. But staking in this case is not lending, because you do not send QNT to other people for them to use as they please with the promise of a return on your end.
No.
So your stack on your ledger is just your stack on your ledger, and nobody can touch that if you do not give them explicit permission.
I think the way JustATechGuy, I mean, explains this, it's just for the fact that in the staking mechanism as it was announced back to 2018, 2019, 2020, which could all be different right now, we don't know, could all be subject to change, is that you simply buy your access to run a gateway. And because you buy a QNT, you buy your festival token, you buy a secure access to the network. You're not lending your QNT to other people. You just run a gateway that processes transactions, and every transaction you process grants you a little bit of QNT. And if you do that enough,
and then you're at the festival.
Yearly,
I'm sorry.
you will kind of stack QNT doing so, but you're not actually lending your QNT to other people. That would be
like that.
lending
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah. So you can have your your QNT wallet just be your ledger, and you only give the treasury the rights to kind of look at it in a way.
Yeah, let's go to the other point. This is going nowhere. Staking is kind of a disaster so far. Let's you didn't pretend you didn't hear this. Next point.
Okay.
Clients
Clients are not affected by token price volatility. Fees are stable to fiat. Okay, so this is also beating a dead horse. We told this a million times. Enterprise pays fiat. They do not have to go onto Uniswap, get ETH, buy QNT, send ETH again because they accidentally.
What if J. Powell goes to Uniswap to buy Quant? How is that gonna work? Is that how the Fed will acquire Quant? That was literally the FUD.
Okay. People are idiots. Now, so everybody just pays in QNT in fiat, the enterprise side of things. Community side, you pay in QNT because we degens are well aware of how we need to do those things. But enterprise, you do not want to bother with buying ETH, going to Uniswap, buying QNT tokens, accidentally spending all their ETH, needing to send ETH again to then ship the tokens to the treasury, blah, blah, blah. It's just a hassle. It's not going to happen. So they pay fiat. And the benefit of this is that even if the QNT price gets 1 million each, it does not matter because also the fees on the Overledger network are denominated in fiat. So that means obviously there is inflation, but fiat is quote unquote stable. And that means that no matter how big the price, how high the price of QNT goes, their costs and their risks, mind you, risks is the most important thing, will remain the same. Example was the MiCA thing. If a bank wants that operates under the current suggested MiCA regulation, then they would need to have 1250% backing of a crypto asset. So in this case, QNT. Imagine owning 1000 QNT. The price is 1 million. I'm not gonna dare calculate with the zeros, but that means that if the price goes up 10%, that means you need to have a fuck ton of extra collateral like that, mate. And yeah, that's going to be a hassle. So you do not want to burden banks or enterprises with holding that filthy crypto. So Quant doesn't. Quant simply charges them fiat and converts whatever they need. They pay in fiat and the treasury converts to QNT so they can do their business. Some businesses probably don't even know that QNT token exists, and that is fine because they don't care for that. They are not in the crypto speculating businesses as degens. They are running a business and they need interoperability. And sometimes we lose track of that, it seems.
Yeah. Sorry for my impersonation. It's just a bit of a personal frustration. I remember a guy in Quamfy launch called Morocco, and he literally, quite literally brought up that example. Is a central bank literally going to Uniswap to buy QNT? I kid you not. That was fought back in the day. Good.
Yeah.
Next point. QNT is a utility token per Finma guidelines.
Yeah. Yeah. Quant is not a security. Also often returning PUD. There was no ICO for the United States. USA was excluded. That's one. There was no selling of tokens before code was deployed or there was anything operational. There was a product, then the token was sold because it actually serves a purpose. The token does not give you any rights to profit, dividends, or any other form of payment. The token does not give you equity in the company. It doesn't give you any rights for decision making or voting or stuff like that. And it is, I'm sorry. and it is not been pushed, been stimulated to be promoted, those types of things. So they were very clear from the beginning. Their ICO was done by big 4 companies. KPMG was named, and it was all settled through some Swiss company. I forgot. So there is no, it also reads here, American investors could not participate in the ICO due to regulatory unclarity. That is straight from Gilbert the Horse's mouth. So there's no real risk to that. Additions, Tim.
No, you made your point. They are completely compliant. They are playing according to the rules of the game, which gives me a proper night's sleep. Verno is
Coughing again. Yeah.
coughing a lot.
Okay. Overledger gateways can handle any amount of transactions due to horizontal scaling. It can never bottleneck the DLT.
You're not sharing at the moment.
Thanks. So Overledger gateways can handle any amount of transactions due to horizontal scaling. It can never bottleneck the DLTs used by the clients. Yeah, so this is the benefit of not being a blockchain or a DLT, because if you are a blockchain, you always have limitations. You either choose for security or for speed generally. And if you take away on one end, because you want to, if you want to add on one end, you have to probably take away on the other, because security and speed don't really mix in general. Think of a race car. So there's always choices that need to be made. And since Quant uses Kubernetes, as does Google for their scaling, they do not have that problem. They also do not have that problem because they deal in code. They do not deal with tokens or coins or whatever. They can transact value for sure. But eventually the secure asset transfer protocol will do that. So the shipping of physical, or well, not physical, but the currency side of things in a more secure way through gateways. But Overledger is about data, and data can scale pretty easily.
Yeah.
Mdapps can be built using any programming language you'd like. Now, right now, to my knowledge, there are 12
Software
programming
development
languages.
kits. Yeah.
What's that here?
SDKs, that's right? Or is that something else?
So those are software development kits.
Oh, that's
I
something
think
else.
that's,
Sorry, I'm not a programmer, guys.
let's see. Overledger 217, QRC20 smart contracts. And no, that's not what I was looking for.
Yeah, I think there are 12, just to get this short, there are 12 programmer languages. And I think we've definitely talked about this before. And I remember Son and L tweeting on Twitter.
Yeah.
That is kind of significant. Because, well, it gives developers easy access to program on Overledger. You can just program using a language you already know. You don't have to specifically learn another language to start programming with Overledger. Especially since there are only, like 200,000 DLT engineers in the world, something like that. A very small number of people. So having more programming languages makes it much easier and more accessible to work with this. Good stuff. You stopped sharing?
Yeah, I did. Overledger natively supports 12 programming languages so that no additional programming or blockchain language is required. Furthermore, QRC20 smart contracts can be deployed straight to the Ethereum Robston testnet directly by the user interface. This new smart contract functionality in Overledger is an important milestone. So it was indeed in 2.1.7. And we'll put this in the description.
The description. Next
Yeah.
point.
Mhm.
Oh, we're actually going through the thread. Lovely.
Mdapps can be built using any programming language. We just
That's
did
what you
that.
just told us.
100% of the QNT supply, 100% is circulating, excluding utility lockups. And the company that finger. The company wallets are not subject to vesting since a couple of years. They can sell any day they want, have been, check the operational wallet reserves.
What we just did.
This is what we spoke about. The following purposes, the company reserves will be vested for 12 months from the end of the TGE. We cannot touch these for 12 months. Approximately half of the reserve tokens will be redistributed between founders, partners, staff members, advisors, and service fees for third-party providers, subject to a 12-month holding period, remaining 57% of the reserve over the years for operational costs for the development of the Quant ecosystem. The end.
The end.
The end. That
The
was
end.
it. We're butchering this. People
Liebe
are going-
Freunde, das war es.
Yeah. I was wondering, I have lithium ion AA batteries, rechargeables. They have a USB port. What do you guys think? Do I need to have a lithium ion charger for this? Because I do have one for my vape batteries, but those are 4.2 volts. This is 1.5. I was wondering if I could just, because I got two USB cables with it, but this is just a hub. I'm scared to plug them in because a lithium ion fire is metal, and my fire extinguisher is only A, B, C, and not D. So I'm afraid if I charge this wrongly and it will explode, it will burn the house down. Give me some electrical advice.
Are you an electrical engineer?
Can I charge this with regular USB? I probably have already tried before you respond, but please do. Anyway, I want to wrap this up, Tim. My voice is my throat is killing me right now.
It's a messy episode, but I love it. We went through a lot.
Yeah.
We're not done yet, though.
No.
I did
Oh yeah,
put
we
out
have the questions
on Instagram. Yeah, let's go through
Ooh.
them for a bit. Are you ready?
Shall I try it on camera? Because I'll just plug in the USB right now. At least it's recorded if it goes wrong. It does a red light. Does that mean it's charging, or does that mean
it's a red light of death?
I'll just plug in a second one as well. My heart is pounding. I know these lithium ion batteries, if they explode, it's terrible. Vape battery. Have you ever seen a vape battery explode? That's quite something. That's quite something.
Let's
go with the thing. I'll go grab a plate from it.
Jarno is gone. Okay. This is it's my show now. It's a one-man show.
Just in
case. So the first question reads Quant LCX and then a handshake. So the Quant LCX partnership. What can we say about that? Well, they've partnered somewhere last year. I think June 2021, May 2021, somewhere there. Might have been April 2021. I don't know, let's say spring 2021 they partnered. Quant is available on LCX. I think LCX will.
Greg says their partnership is probably just an enterprise gateway.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I have no clue. I know they did the interview. I know LCX is regulated. They want to be. They got the SEC claiming they're a security, their token. Most of the information I just regurgitated to you guys is what I read from a thread earlier, created by Mdapps himself, combating the claims of them being a security. I don't know. They are regulated.
Better than the rest.
It's Quant also had a partnership with Coin Metro, and that also, no, not also, that kind of became a dud with Kevin reaching out several times, Oliver reaching out several times, and not getting response from the team for some reason. I don't know. So what the status is of this. So I also do not know for LCX.
You also tried a partnership. We haven't got any. Next person says, I love QNT. Well, we do too, sir. What price do we see in 2025?
Come again?
What is the price we expect in 2025? Do we really need to? I mean, we've been talking about this, like 10 figures. Next question. How long will the...
No. I feel we have to be 5 in 2025. I still believe that the 1 trillion market cap in 2030. But like I said earlier, a couple episodes back, it is much easier to make a long-term prediction in this space, because then you can go by the growth of the entire sorry, the growth projections of the entire world. You're talking about a much longer trend line. If we follow the channel we are in right now, and we keep this channel log, then we will be well over 20K in 2025, if I remember correctly. And that would mean that in 2030 we will have blasted through the 100K. But will the trend remain? I think not. I think we'll break it upwards. But we'll see. But yeah, longer term projections are easier given if the coin survives, simply because of this is such a nascent.
Hey, let's cut it short here. Let's say 2025 is kind of for Horizon. We've talked about the 2030 prediction with Raoul Paul, right?
Yeah, we did.
And let's say 2025 is like a halfway mark.
That's the episode with Greg Lund.
Yeah.
You can find it in the cards.
How long will the bear market last? That's the same person. You have a clue? Can we put a timestamp on this? What's the end of the bear market?
I don't know. What's a bear market?
I don't know. I think we've already bottomed. I think we're in a
utility market right now, comrades.
I don't know. Nah, we're tied to stocks. We're tied to the entire system, and we're also dependent on what is happening on chain. If it are licenses, it could very well be a utility pump. We don't know. I think we've bottomed, but that is just my wrong interpretation, probably, because you're listening to the Quamfy show. You never know. It almost feels like QNT is being pumped. All platforms are talking about it.
We are talking about QNT every week, once on Wednesday in Dutch and once on Friday in English. We are the Quamfiest show on the internet. Thank you so much for watching. Now, taking the piss here, I don't know. It feels like it's being pumped. I think Quant having only 60,000 wallets and the scope of what it is trying to achieve, literally connecting continents and literally working hand in hand with the regulators and the governments and the banks. I think people could actually be waking up, and the price action that defied Bitcoin the last month was also, I think, a pretty mean catalyst. It could be anything, but what is not happening is that the team is pumping anything,
I think,
or that there are entities paid or paying.
No. Well, I think what is happening is that we do have a very strong, what that Marlow Wall guy once said. Look back. I feel like grandpa tonight. Like, oh, very strong about this. I heard it was 6 months ago in crypto. Yeah. No, sorry. we talked about with the Marlo Wall. I don't know how the guy is called. Like the father on Twitter who thinks he's a genius. And he called Quant one of those fan club tokens. And fan club tokens have this one aspect what makes them really attractive, and that is that they have, well, as the name says, it's a fan club. So whenever the momentum changes upwards, it gets bullish, the fan club starts cheering for their team. It's like a stadium, woo, of cheering people, and that's literally what happens. And that's why you have the feeling that Quant is being pumped a lot. While in reality, nothing has changed. It's just our own momentum. We are all because we all know what's coming. Whenever we see kind of that how do I say, like that confirmation, we all start cheering again, and we can get pretty loud, all of us. Okay. Yeah, there were some other questions, but I'm just not gonna touch them. I'm not gonna touch them with a 10-foot pole. Dude.
Give us one.
No. You don't want to. You don't want to. Because then I'll turn into a grumpy grandpa.
Okay.
I already told you so.
Yeah.
I'm getting the same questions every week. So
I found the manufacturer of the batteries, and it reads you can charge the voltage is 5 volts. So the red light is probably because they are empty, and I'm not gonna blow myself up. I'm sorry. I know you would have loved to see me with my hair on fire, but not today, comrades.
Dear. That would have been fun though.
Yeah, man. That's why I did it. I didn't dare for a week or two, and then I was like, okay, I got the camera rolling. Let's fucking do it.
You could have been one of those professors from a movie where they conduct an experiment and then just their hair is all blown up. And
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have any afterburners? Do we have any other?
Not necessarily. I think we covered everything.
Quant is $103. Woohoo! Dollars.
No, not necessarily. I think we've covered.
Give me dollar, and €102.
I think we kind of covered everything at this point. Sure, there's a ton of stuff we didn't cover yet, but there will be another episode next week. We will be back, and I think we got the general gist of what's going on.
Yep. Did we see the last time in the English episode also that they changed the supply?
Yeah. We touched upon that. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there is not much more to say.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
I want to thank you guys. Sorry for redirecting and editing Jarno a bit this episode. I did that for the purpose that I want to make snippets, the stuff I can put out on the interwebs. Problem is that it's really annoying because both Twitter and Instagram are terrible for longer term videos, and they both limit you to what is it? Instagram is really annoying. It limits you to a 1 minute video, so it is extremely difficult to get the long.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab these snippets and we're gonna make a shorts playlist, and we'll just upload them to the YouTube so you can post the links on the socials and people get just redirected to the YouTube channel.
First time I'm hearing this. Let's see if we can work that out. Now this is a work in progress. We need to see how we do this. But the point I wanted to make is that Twitter and Instagram are really difficult for me to post videos and stuff, and especially in this content where we start talking about something, then I start screaming, then Jarno starts chasing down mosquitoes, and he goes into a side way. Someone posting a Twitter thread like 9 months ago, and you go into. It's really difficult, and the only moments I feel like I can post snippets in is when Jarno is just on the it's literally on topic, and he's just going for it. But usually that's not really the case. We go everywhere and then we reach the destination. Just like today. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Press the notification bell. Give us a like. and well, interact a bit with our content because it really helps us. The algorithm is loving it, and we
And
love
we're
it too.
loving it.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, that was it. See you
Nice
next week.
outro. Good job, Tim. Catch you later, guys. Stay Quamfy.
Stay comfy.